There's a kind of silence that exists before every battle, even the ones that don't involve swords or armies. It's the silence of the modern workplace, the clicking of keyboards, the subtle tension in meetings, the quiet competition disguised as teamwork. And in that silence, the war for recognition, power, and control begins. Most people don't even realize they're fighting one, but those who understand the art of strategy, they see the battlefield clearly. As Sun Tzu once said, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Today, that enemy isn't holding a weapon. They're holding a laptop, a smile, and maybe your promotion. In one of America's towering glass offices, a man sits at his desk, calm, focused, observant. Around him, conversations hum like low murmurs of an army preparing for war. He's not the loudest, he's not the most charming, but he's the one who listens, he studies, he calculates, because he's learned something most people never do, that the path to victory isn't paved with emotion, it's paved with understanding. The battlefield isn't just the boardroom, it's every conversation, every meeting, every subtle moment where power shifts without a word being spoken. Most people rush in, thinking effort alone earns success. They confuse movement with progress. But the wise, the ones who quietly rise, they move with precision. They don't react, they respond, they don't fight for attention, they let strategy earn it for them. And that, as the first truth Sun Tzu would whisper if he were alive today, know your environment. Before you act, observe. Before you speak, understand. A soldier who charges into a fog without seeing the terrain is not brave, he is blind. In the modern office, that fog is politics, ambition, ego. To survive, you must see through it. Every workplace has its battlefield generals. Those who take credit for the work of others, those who manipulate with charm, those who smile in front of you while undermining you in silence. The untrained mind will see these people as obstacles, but the strategist sees them as information. Each move they make, each lie they tell, each praise they steal, it's all data. Sun Tzu taught that all warfare is based on deception. In the office, that means appearances lie. The person who seems to win today may be building their own downfall tomorrow. So don't waste energy reacting to their tricks. Learn from them. Every deceit reveals a weakness. The second truth, control emotion before emotion controls you. This is where most lose. They burn with anger when someone takes credit. They rush to confront, to expose, to prove their worth. But anger is noise, and in noise, strategy dies. Sun Tzu wrote, if your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. In modern terms, the moment you react emotionally, you've given your opponent power. So stay silent when others scream. Stay calm when they provoke. In silence, you build mystery. And mystery, in any environment, is power. People fear what they can't read. The third truth, turn observation into timing. In every organization, timing determines victory. You don't attack when you're angry. You act when the moment aligns with your advantage. The employee who watches and waits isn't passive. He's building leverage. When the time is right, he presents his results, his data, his impact, not in defense, but in demonstration. By then, his value is undeniable. Sun Tzu said, he will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. In the corporate world, that means knowing when to stay in the shadows and when to step into the light. The wise don't compete for attention, they make attention inevitable. The fourth truth, master perception. In war, armies disguise strength with weakness, and weakness with strength. In the office, perception is armor. You don't always show what you're capable of. You let others underestimate you. You allow them to feel superior. Because when people stop seeing you as a threat, they stop guarding their weaknesses. Sun Tzu said, appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. It's psychological warfare at its purest. The modern warrior wears a suit, not armor, but the principle remains. The greatest power is hidden power. The fifth truth, influence without force. Leadership isn't about commanding, it's about guiding unseen. The best strategists don't argue, they align. They use empathy as a tool, not as surrender. They make others feel heard while quietly steering the direction of the conversation. It's persuasion by design. Sun Tzu wrote, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." The most successful people in any workplace are those who win allies without appearing to. They plant ideas that others claim as their own, and in doing so, they control outcomes without conflict. The sixth truth, turn adversity into advantage. Every betrayal, every setback, every overlooked moment, these are not losses, they are intelligence. Every defeat teaches where your blind spots are. Sun Tzu said, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." The modern strategist doesn't curse the storm, he learns its rhythm. When someone undermines you, they reveal what they fear in you. When you're ignored, you gain the freedom to build quietly. Every slight, every insult, every act of dismissal can become the seed of dominance if you choose to use it. And finally, the seventh truth, victory begins within. The most dangerous enemy isn't your co-worker, it's your own ego. The desire to prove, to be seen, to be right, that's the noise that kills clarity. Sun Tzu taught that he who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Self-mastery is the highest form of power, because when you are calm, when you understand both your strengths and your flaws, no one can use them against you. The modern battlefield is psychological. The one who remains composed, detached, and self-aware wins before the battle even begins. Now imagine that man in the office again. Months have passed. The one who used to steal his credit, exposed not by confrontation, but by consequence. The bosses noticed inconsistencies, projects that failed when he led alone. And quietly, the strategist who stayed calm, who studied, who executed with precision, rose. Not because he demanded recognition, but because he positioned himself where truth could not be ignored. He never had to attack. The system revealed who was real. That's the invisible victory Sun Tzu spoke of, to win without fighting. And that's where most people fail. They think winning is loud, but real power moves in silence. The world glorifies aggression, noise, the constant chase for visibility. Yet the true masters, the stoics, the thinkers, they know that control isn't about domination. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that every person around you operates from fear, pride, or desire. If you can read those motives, you already control the outcome. The modern battlefield doesn't reward the loudest. It rewards the most self-disciplined, the one who learns to pause before responding, the one who studies patterns instead of personalities, the one who invests energy not in gossip or anger, but in positioning. Power isn't seized, it's prepared for. That's why Sun Tzu's wisdom survives centuries, because human nature never changes, only the tools do. So how do you live this philosophy in your own life? You start by watching instead of reacting, by asking questions instead of making assumptions. By understanding that your emotions are weapons, use them wisely or they'll destroy you. You start treating every meeting, every interaction, every argument as training, not to win over others, but to master yourself. Because once you understand yourself deeply, your patterns, your impulses, your weaknesses, no one can manipulate you. And when you understand others, their fears, their ambitions, their vanity, you no longer see enemies, you see systems, you see cause and effect. You see how every word, every silence, every action contributes to a chain of outcomes. That's what Sun Tzu meant by knowing both the enemy and yourself. It's not about paranoia, it's about awareness. It's about seeing the invisible threads that guide human behavior. Now think about your own life. Maybe it's not a corporate war. Maybe it's your relationship, your family, your ambitions. Maybe the enemy isn't a person at all, but a part of yourself you've been avoiding. Fear, insecurity, procrastination. The principle remains: you cannot win what you do not understand. Study it, dissect it, learn its nature. The moment you understand your enemy, even your fears lose power, because what is known can be controlled. The greatest victories of life are not public. They happen in silence, when you choose not to react, when you choose patience over pride, when you choose purpose over impulse. These moments, invisible to others, define your character. And in the long game, character is destiny. Sun Tzu never fought for ego, he fought for clarity. His art of war wasn't just about armies, it was about mastery, of perception, of timing, of self. So when someone underestimates you, don't defend yourself, document your progress. When someone tries to provoke you, don't argue, observe. When someone blocks your path, don't push harder, find another way through the terrain. The modern warrior doesn't break walls, he flows around them. Adaptability is supremacy. Flexibility is strength. The calm mind sees opportunity where chaos blinds others. And when the time comes, when the right moment aligns with your preparation, strike with precision. Not out of emotion, but out of inevitability. Because true power is not about showing strength. It's about being so strategically placed that resistance becomes irrelevant. That's how legends are built quietly over time, behind calm eyes and patient hearts. In a world addicted to reaction, be the one who observes. In a culture obsessed with attention, be the one who acts with purpose. You don't need to fight every battle. You just need to choose the right ones and win them so decisively that no one ever doubts again. That's the essence of Sun Tzu's wisdom in the modern age. The quiet strategist will always outlast the noisy warrior, because the mind, once disciplined, becomes untouchable. And maybe that's your challenge today, to stop chasing validation and start building understanding, to stop proving and start planning, to stop reacting and start mastering. The world doesn't reward noise, it rewards clarity. And clarity comes only to those who dare to see through illusion. If you've ever felt underestimated, if you've ever been betrayed, if you've ever played small because others took your light, remember this: your silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Your patience is not submission, it's preparation. Your calm is not indifference, it's control. And one day, when the timing aligns, your quiet persistence will speak louder than any confrontation ever could. Sun Tzu's wisdom is eternal because it is not about war, it is about human nature, and that nature hasn't changed in 2,000 years. The ones who know themselves will always outthink, outlast, and outwin those who don't. So, the next time you face conflict, remember, victory doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, and those who can hear that whisper rule the battlefield of life. If this message resonated with you, share your own battle in the comments. What kind of war are you fighting right now? In your career, your mind, your relationships? What lesson from Sun Tzu will you apply next time you face conflict? Let's build a community of thinkers, not reactors. Because the more we learn to understand ourselves and others, the less we need to fight. And that, in the end, is the greatest victory of all.